Okay, so you're someone who likes to learn new things, and you want to learn them quickly and efficiently, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We all do. And today we're diving deep into a topic that you've probably heard of. I mean, who hasn't heard of manifestation these
Mm.
days?
So,
But we're going to be looking at it through a different lens today.
what?
So think of it as actively training your subconscious mind, almost like programming it for success.
It's interesting when you look at this idea because there's actually a lot of fascinating neuroscience behind it.
Really?
Yeah, your brain has this incredible system called the reticular activating system, or for short, RAS.
RAS.
Got it.
Yeah. And you can imagine it kind of like your brain's own personal search engine.
Yeah.
Whatever it is you're constantly focusing on, that's the information that your RAS is going to filter in. It's going to make you way more aware of related information and opportunities, like literally right there in front of you.
So if you're focused on what could go wrong all the time,
Exactly.
you're going to see more problems. You're going to see more problems. But if you can intentionally shift that focus and you start looking at your goals, then all of a sudden you start noticing these solutions and these pathways that maybe you didn't see before.
It's almost like they were always there,
Yeah.
but you just weren't seeing them.
You just weren't tuned into them.
You weren't tuned into it. Now, some people might hear this and they might think, well, is this just positive thinking?
Right.
But there's actual research on this, right?
Absolutely. And it's really compelling research. Studies out of Harvard have shown that the brain activity during really intense visualization, like really vividly picturing something, is very similar to what happens when you're actually physically doing that thing.
Wow.
So, if you imagine yourself giving a presentation and you're feeling all the emotions and everything,
Yeah.
your brain is actually lighting up in very similar ways to if you were actually up there on stage.
That's a very powerful connection.
Mm-hmm.
So our mission in this deep dive today is to unpack a science-backed three-step approach
Exactly.
that essentially helps you take control of this process. So let's get right to it.
Let's do it.
Step number one is clarity. And it might seem really basic and obvious, but if your goals are kind of fuzzy,
Yeah.
not well-defined, the results you get are also going to be fuzzy.
They're going to be all over the place. And the key here is to be very specific,
Okay.
really dial it in and write it down.
Write it down.
And the best way to do this is to use this template. I am your specific goal by date.
So instead of saying, I want more money, which so many people say,
Right. Very vague.
you would say something like, I am earning $10,000 a month by December 31st.
Exactly. You give your brain a very specific target to lock onto.
It knows what it's looking for.
Exactly. And, all the sources we looked at really emphasize this idea of doing this right now. Like,
Yeah.
as soon as you hear this, write it down. Set that clear intention immediately.
Don't wait.
Yeah, don't wait.